People have only heard about you. Now they get to see your face.
I'm sorry.
What's up, everybody? I'm Matt.
And I'm Brit.
Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be covering a couple things. First off, we're going to show you an episode of Cribs. We're going to show you a really cool video of a guy doing spoken word. We got the top 10. I'm sorry, it's the top 5 today, not the top 10. It's going to be the movies on Netflix that you can't live without. You're going to want to see that. And then we also have an episode of This or That starring Rafee and Nick Dotson. And they're going to be arguing over who is the best superhero of all time.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. You guys are watching The Finish Line. All right. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. And I just as a reminder, I know if you're watching on YouTube, we want to thank you so much. Fun fact for you, Brit, we just hit 150 subscriptions.
Woo-hoo!
All right, that means 150 subscribers. Super pumped. We're going for 200.
Yeah, we are.
So we've got to set a new goal there. So if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, just click the subscribe button. There's also a little bell that you'll see. Once you click the bell, that's the notification bell that will update you anytime we put out new content. You definitely want to do that. And then a lot of the things that we do, I would love to see you either do them or show, or if you have any questions or anything, you can definitely email us. This is our email address, Genoa Students, and as Andrew Foltz would say, Genoa Students with an S @gmail.com. So if you have any questions, anything you want us to do in the top 5 or any this or that topics, be sure to email us. And I always love to see how you guys are doing. So if you got any cool videos of what's going on at home, send them in, and we'll try to plug them on the show here. So
definitely, and put them on Instagram, and I'll see them.
Yeah, that's true. She's the Instagram person in our house, not me. Well, first off, if you don't know, this is my wife, Brittany. We've been married for a long time.
12 and a half.
I was going to say 20. 12 and a half years. That's awesome. All right. But Brittany is guest starring today, and I'm super excited about it. Britt, how's your week been so far?
I have had a wonderful week. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
Have you had a good week?
Yeah, it's been a good week. Yeah, it's been a really good week. And, obviously we call this the finish line because this is how we kind of wrap up the week. And, personally, it's been a great week. I've gotten a lot of things done at the house. I know you're happy about that.
So happy.
Yeah, doing some house projects and stuff. But yeah, I always like the weekend, once it gets to the end of the week, look back on how it's been going. And what about you? How have the kids been?
Well, they've been fine. They're great. This is the highlight. I'll be honest. I love my kids, yeah, but this is the highlight today.
Being on the Genoa Students podcast is the highlight.
Yes, I wanted to know how long it would take you to invite me to be part of this. I do the prayers, and that's been fun.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do something more lighthearted.
Yeah, this is lighthearted.
And I got dressed today, so that's really
good.
good.
Yeah, you look amazing. I will say.
This is the first time I've worn jeans in I don't know how long. I did makeup. I did my hair. And I'm feeling good.
That's awesome. Well, I'm super glad that you're here. Yes.
Hey, I wanted to ask you a question.
Okay.
Did you have any mishaps this week that you wanted to share with Genoa students?
Any mishaps?
Yeah.
I feel like I did. I'd love it if you told me, though, what that mishap was.
Well, I remember in the top 10 life hacks that aired a few weeks ago, there was a certain life hack that you were pretty excited about.
Yeah, I was.
You want to tell everybody what it was?
I would love to. Yeah. So what was this? Was last week, I think. Yeah, top 10 life hacks. The life hack was make your house smell like cinnamon. And all you had to do was get water, cinnamon, put it in a pot, put the pot on the oven, and then turn it on. And then your whole house would smell like cinnamon. But Brittany, did this happen? Did that happen?
I think you missed a step.
Okay.
You missed the step of putting the lid on the pot, because what happened was the house smelled like cinnamon for about 3 minutes.
It was amazing. Great 3 minutes.
I left the hallway, which was really smelling nice, walked into a bedroom to put someone to bed. And when I walked out of the bedroom a few minutes later, the hallway no longer smelled like delicious cinnamon. It had a distinct smell that I couldn't quite distinguish. And in case anyone didn't know, burnt cinnamon smells like skunk.
Yes, it smelled very much like skunk. And I'll say this: it didn't boil over the edge. I had put the cinnamon in the pot there, and it wasn't like spreading out the way I wanted it to. So I picked the pot up and just kind of like shook it around a little bit, and it went off onto the burner and smelled like skunk.
I think we have some spoons. I think we have spoons.
It's a great. In hindsight, I should have used a spoon
and a lid.
And a lid. Yeah, there was a lot I should have done. Mostly, I should not have tried it. Like that's probably what I shouldn't have done. So anyways, so yeah, it was a pretty good week. I say we go on to the next segment. Let's go ahead and move on. Well, every week we're trying to show you guys a new episode of something that we're doing called Cribs, based on an old show where people will show you their homes. And I think we did Chrissy Fuller. We showed a little bit of Andrew's crib. We've still got to show our crib, which is our house. But we have the Tiltons. They're going to show us their house. So check out this episode of Cribs.
This is my sweet ride. Look at this black Expedition here. This is what we ride. This is what we ride to church. Church in. Come on in. Welcome to my crib. This is our dining room, turned now into a schoolroom and playroom during this quarantine since we can't leave. Gotta keep the kids occupied. I have 3 kids. This is our kitchen. And our living room. This is our refrigerator. Look at this. You can see what's in it. Come on this way. We just ordered a nice big kitchen table right here. We have no kitchen table. That's what we're living with. We've got to eat on the floor. Nice big 60-something inch TV right here that we watch TV on. Let's go downstairs. This is where we make the kids stay. We don't let them up sometimes. We have a whole other kitchen down here. Actually, sometimes I make Jordan live down here. We have a nice big TV down here, Nintendo DS. Come this way. And this is the playroom. Nice big bed. All right, come on, let's go upstairs. We got 4 bedrooms up here. Here's a bedroom. Well, 3 bedrooms and an office. Here's an office. These are the girls' rooms. We got one doing schoolwork. This is our bedroom. Oh, I don't know what's happening in here. We got a dinosaur. So hopefully you guys like my crib. Now get out.
All right, thanks so much, Annie Tilton. That was awesome. That was Annie's crib.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was great.
I love that lady.
Yeah,
she's so small and fun.
She's awesome. Keep it up, Annie Tilton. And your husband's amazing too, Jordan. All right. Well, fun fact for you. I don't know if I've mentioned this or not already, but what was it, 2 weeks ago, I finally finished my master's degree, which I'm super pumped about. I think it was 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. But I've had a lot of freedom and stuff. The last couple weeks have been really cool because I haven't had to do homework, been reading a lot. It's been awesome. But it got me thinking about college, and for those of you who don't know, I met Brittany in college. She was a freshman when I was a junior, and I saw you. I was just like, I got to snag up this freshman and marry her, or somebody else is going to get her. But I thought it'd be kind of cool to show a couple pictures of us in college. All right.
Yeah,
what do you
let's
think?
do it.
Yep. All right. So you guys are going to be very, very amazed by this. So this is the first picture ever that you and I took together.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, we had just met a few months before, and there was a snow day at Liberty,
Yes.
and us and all of our friends were out sledding and making snowmen. We were like little kids again.
Yes.
On
it was
campus.
awesome.
It was
so much
fun.
fun.
It was a
Yeah.
great memory.
And look at that. Look at me. Many pounds lighter. No beard. And apparently my hair I just combed straight down, I guess.
Well, we had been out in the snow
Yeah,
all
that's
day,
true.
so
That's true.
It's
So
all right.
that's a cool one.
Yeah.
Now, another fun fact is that I became a Buckeye because when I proposed to you, when I was gonna propose to you, I talked to your dad first, and I said, I want to marry your daughter, and he goes, that's fine, but you got to be a Buckeye fan. And I was like, okay, I didn't have a team. I never watched college football. And I was like, all right, I'll start watching. And then it was just game over since then. So this is a cool picture of us here. This is when you first, I think you got me this jersey, right? Ted Ginn Jr. was playing that year. So that was pretty
I've
sweet.
got that engagement ring on my finger. You can barely see it.
Yes. Look at it. There. Oh, yeah, it is there. Yeah. Very cool. All right. So that was us. Now, what's cool about this is that we had a friend in college. His name was Josh Velilla.
Yes.
And Josh is one of my very best friends. Puerto Rican guy, super cool. In fact, this is a picture of Josh here and me. And apparently the only thing I knew to do when posing for pictures was to do the rock on thing back then. I'm not sure why, but anyways, but Josh is in this picture with me, and this is Josh here, my really, really good friend. Yeah. But Josh is a pastor at a church in South Bend, Indiana. The worst thing about Josh is that he's a Notre Dame fan, but we won't hold that against him.
Well, we can't, because he introduced us.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Josh introduced us, and that's how we got to know each other.
Yes.
So
special guy.
That's right. What's cool about Josh, though, is that, like I said, he's a pastor, but Josh, he wrote a poem, and he did it. He performed it in spoken word. And I don't know if you know what spoken word is, but it's a dramatic reading of poetry, and it's really cool. I thought it'd be sweet to show this little video here of Josh doing his spoken word thing, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. So check this out, okay? This is Josh doing spoken word. Here we go.
Goodbye. There's something about this word that's so broken. Even when you say it with a cheerful tone, goodbye, there's something dark that's left unspoken. When visitors hug at the end of their stay, when friends linger but obligation calls them away, when night draws the light from a family fun day, when loved ones have to each go their own way. Don't you think to yourself, it's not supposed to be this way? Every precious moment of a memory filled with laughter is inevitably followed by what always happens right after. The moment ends. Despite our wishes to make it last forever, there's this thing we can never deny. Every single joyous occasion will eventually end with the word goodbye. So to combat it, we start saying, see you later, because goodbye has this dark finality. But if we're honest, that's just really a facade to hide from the true reality. The feeling that you get at the end of a great book or a story played out on a screen is a longing that the story would last just a little bit longer before the credits roll on the ultimate scene. And nowhere is this feeling truer or harder or cut deeper than the edge of a knife than when the stories and moments add up to a person and your goodbye is at the end of a life. I shared so many wonderful years with my father. We shared every good and every bad circumstance. And saying goodbye would have been hard enough, but I never even got the chance. One moment we were shoulder to shoulder on an adventure as father and son. A billion memories led up to the top of that boulder. And in the next moment, his story was done. Goodbye. Then there are times when the book is so short that the story's over before it even begins. The pen has barely made a stroke on the paper when the story so beautiful ends. Baby Joy, I never got to hold you. I never got to parent you. I never got to watch you grow. And I never even got the chance to say goodbye because I never even got to say hello. All that remains is a purple balloon made from a hospital latex glove. It's the only reminder of the moments we shared, the only hand I can hold of your love. Goodbye. This word represents everything that is broken, every pain that was not meant to be. This word speaks the things that we wish stayed unspoken. It makes us look at what we'd rather not see. I think what I'm longing for most of all, and you'll agree, it's not hard to see why. More than anything this broken world can offer, what I want most is the death of goodbye. Isn't it true that what our souls crave the most is the fullness of loving connection? To be known acutely and loved absolutely and live forever in that perfect affection? Don't we long for a way that after we say, I wish this moment could last forever, that those words we cling to could really come true and we could spend an eternity together? I long for a life when goodbyes are no longer, when the end is a thing of the past. And that is exactly what Jesus Christ offers to any person who would just simply ask. This is the precious hope of the gospel. It is a grace to which all can apply. On the cross, he paid the price for death, and when he rose, he killed every goodbye. He will one day wipe away every tear from every saint's soaking wet eyes. Until then, he says, my child, don't cry. What I've accomplished is the death of goodbye. Heaven is not some fairy tale pie in the sky. The essence of heaven is the death of goodbye. His love will unbreak every heart's shattered tie. His truth will unwrite every dark, twisted lie. Even death itself in his life will undie. Forever home, forever family, forever alive in the death of goodbye.
All right, welcome to what was once formerly known as the Top 10, which is now the Top 5. Obviously, I never can do this segment myself, so I have a very special guest on today, somebody that I'm super pumped about. All right, this is my friend, Matt. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm here. I get to be on finally.
Yes, finally. For those of you who don't know, Matt here, Mr. Matt Burleson, is the guy who films all of our stuff. He edits all of our stuff. Me and him come up with all the content and everything. And what's funny is I get all the credit typically. But that is not the case anymore. All right. Now you guys get to put a face with the talent. So this is Matt. I'm super pumped that you're on this with me.
Glad to be here.
All right. Well, if you don't know anything about me or Matt and our friendship, is we have bonded over movies. Like, we love movies. We watch them all the time together. And so our top 5 for today is going to be what?
Top 5 Netflix movies that you have to watch during quarantine.
Absolutely. Now, I imagine most of you guys have Netflix, so this should be good. If not, go ahead and fast forward this segment. All right. So we're going to give you our top 5, and there may be a little bit of a foreshadowing here. There may be a little bonus movie that we're going to throw in there. All right. We'll see what happens. Anything can happen. All right. So here's the top 5. We're going to go ahead and start with top 5 movies on Netflix. Here's the first one. The first one is Space Jam. Tell me about Space Jam, Matt.
So Space Jam, big thing about it was that it was a real shot movie, and then they put cartoons into it. Michael Jordan at the time obviously was a huge superstar.
Huge. Matt, real quick, how old were you when this movie came out?
I was -1.
He wasn't even alive, all right? I remember when this movie came out, and Matt, we were talking about this before. This movie was huge. It's like you said, Jordan was like the athlete. Like, I mean, he was the man. Mm-hmm. And then Looney Tunes, obviously Bugs Bunny and all those guys are sweet. But yeah, this movie's awesome. And so you've seen it, right?
Oh yeah, it's a great movie.
Cool. Yeah, it's really cool. You know they're talking about making a new one with LeBron James. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. He definitely, disclaimer, Michael Jordan's acting in this movie, atrociously bad.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's really bad.
It's like Andrew bad.
No, nothing's that bad, okay? But it's close. But that's Space Jam. You got to check this movie out. It is really good, good. Good family movie, okay? So that's our first one there. Number 5 is Space Jam. All right, number 4. This one I'm super excited about. This is Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse.
Proof that Sony can do well without Disney when it comes to a Marvel movie.
That's true. You know, it's no secret to you guys that I'm not a big Marvel fan. You're not either, right? You're a DC guy.
DC guy.
That's right. You like Batman as well.
Favorite superhero.
We got a lot in common. We like DC. We like Batman. Rugged good looks, obviously. But yeah, Enter the Spider-Verse. I agree with you. This movie is phenomenal. It's my favorite Marvel-themed movie. Why don't you tell us a little bit about these characters? Because on the picture here, there's a bunch of different Spider-Mans.
Yeah, what's cool about this movie is that, you know, the whole premise of it is that all these different spider people come from the different universes, and then they kind of come into one. And you got Peter Porker, which is kind of like a Porky Pig take on things.
Hilarious character.
My favorite, the Spider-Man Noir, Nicolas Cage.
He's in the all-black suit there, yeah.
Perfect casting.
In fact, I have a little clip. Let's watch this real quick. This is your favorite guy, Spider-Man Noir. Check this out.
This is purple.
Now.
Blue?
Now.
I'm taking this cube thing with me. I don't understand it. but I will.
I love that line. I'm taking this cube thing. I don't understand it, but I will. It is vintage Nicolas Cage acting.
Yeah, he's the master at making the most non-dramatic things the most dramatic.
The most dramatic, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, if you get a chance to, I think there's a bunch of funny Nicolas Cage overacting clips on YouTube. Check them out. I can't verify that they're language free, so I don't know if I should have made that recommendation. All right, so number 5, Space Jam. Number 4, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Here's number 3, which I'm very excited about. And disclaimer, number 3 is not just one movie, it's actually 3 movies, all right? So here it is, Indiana Jones, the series. Tell us about Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones is one of the greatest American icons, I feel, in terms of movies.
Amen.
Like Harrison Ford, probably, personally, he's my favorite character of Harrison Ford's.
Yeah. So more than Han Solo, that's a big deal, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to say so.
I like it. Yeah, and Harrison Ford, we were saying this before, Harrison Ford is a real-life superhero. Like,
yes,
there was somebody stranded on top of a mountain with bad weather. He got in his helicopter and went and rescued him. And I remember they were saying, it was the weirdest thing when the helicopter was landing, Indiana Jones in real life was saving us. But the premise of this is he's an archaeologist, right? And there's 3 of them. Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Temple of
Doom,
Last Crusade.
Last Crusade, which is my favorite.
It is the best one.
Sean Connery's in that one. You got to watch that.
Now, technically, there are 4 Indiana Jones. However, he and I, we don't consider that canon to the other 3. It's
That's
just
we had
not good.
We are in agreement that the 4th one is hot garbage. Don't even waste your time. Yeah. Okay, we're not even going to talk about it. Just the first 3. Okay, these are all PG. They're all on Netflix. They're really good. Disclaimer: the second one's a little creepy.
Yeah,
a little creepy.
It was made though when PG-13 wasn't a thing.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. First one had to do with like the tabernacle or the Ark of the Covenant and everything. It was crazy. The second one was some like tribe,
little
or
ritualistic things going on.
Yeah.
It's pretty creepy.
And then the third one is good old Nazi Germany.
Yes.
And he goes over there and takes out the Nazis. It's awesome. So that's Indiana Jones. In fact, I got a clip from Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is by far, I would say that. This is my favorite clip of all of the Indiana Jones movies. Check this out. I love it. It's so great.
Pretty sure last year or something, Pastor Frank actually played that clip in Big Church.
Oh, did he?
Yes,
nice.
He did.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I can tell you help out in youth ministry because you called it Big Church. Yeah. That's what we call it in kids' church and youth ministry. Okay, cool. So that was number 3, Indiana Jones. All 3 of them. Watch the first 3. Do not watch the last one. Hot garbage. All right, so that's number 3. Here's number 2. All right, number 2 I'm very excited about. This is a movie called Hook. You've seen this.
Multiple times.
Yeah, it's really good.
So good.
A-list actors. All the actors in this movie are good. And this movie came out, 90s, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mid-90s, maybe. I remember as a kid watching this. I was like...
It was 93.
Okay, cool. I'll take your word for that. But yeah, really good movie. I love Peter Pan. You know, it's awesome. So, yeah, if you get a chance to watch this, Dustin Hoffman is the man. Julia Roberts is in it. The late Robin Williams, who I think is one of the best actors of our time.
Greatest actors of all time.
He was awesome. But fun fact, I've named all of my kids after Peter Pan characters. And in this movie, Peter Pan, he has a son named Jack, which is who we named one of my boys after. So, yeah, really cool movie. And it's a different spin on it, you know. Yeah. Peter Pan gets older. And
he does grow up.
Yeah, he does grow up because he leaves Neverland. And then he comes back, and it's about him finding out. Yes. And, oh, man, I should have got this clip. You remember Rufio? Yeah. Rufio. You got to watch it. It's so good. And there's a character named Thud Butt, which just makes it even better. All right, so that's Hook. Make sure you check that out. That's our number 2. Now, I'm going to show you another one. This isn't our number 1 movie, but we're going to say it's our 2B. If Hook is 2A,
2.5,
or 2.5. We can stick with numbers. I like that. So this is our number 2.5 movie recommended, which is called I don't even know how to. You have to help me with this. The Guernsey. How do you say that word?
The Gurney. The Guernsey.
There's an S in it, so it's not
there
Gurney.
is. The Guernsey Literary and
Potato Peel Pie Society.
Okay, hold on. Please come back. Why don't you? Okay, Say that one more time, please. The Guernsey.
It is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society.
Say that 3 times fast. Okay. So obviously, Matt or I did not recommend this movie. So why don't you tell us about this movie? Go ahead, give us a description.
Before they started this segment, I wanted to preview their list, and I was appalled that there were no women represented in their movie.
What are you talking about? There's women all over these movies. There's a girl Spider-Man.
Bugs Bunny's girlfriend on Space Jam.
No. It is insufficient. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
All right. Well, now, so you get your way. Okay. This is a girl movie for the ladies. Tell us about it. Why should our viewing audience watch this movie?
It's a great little it's not even a rom-com. It's a historical fiction. I mean, I don't know. I love this movie. I saw it once a long time ago, and I thought it was really, really cute. And when I saw your list, I was appalled by it, and I knew it was on Netflix. It was clean. It has a really sweet story about...
Is it a love story?
There is some romance in it, but that's not the main focus. It's about the girl like figuring out who she is as a writer, and she has these different experiences. She meets new people, and it's just a really lighthearted and yet really good, gives you all the good feelings, when you watch it.
And it's got the girl from the new Cinderella movie.
Yes,
Yeah,
who I love. I think she's beautiful and really sweet on screen.
Well, there you have it, ladies.
That's for you, girls.
There we go. Girls, ladies, watch that movie.
We're going to be watching that later.
See you, Brit. Love you. Matt, take your chair, please. All right. So that was number 2B. I'm going to try this again. The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Society, also known as the GLPPPS. All right. So make sure you watch that. Good stuff. Matt, you've seen this movie.
I've not, and I don't think I will be.
Unless your wife watches this episode. All right. So that's number 2B. So let's get to the best one. Matt, last week we watched this together. You had never seen it before. I was super disappointed because I was like, man, well, I was excited that I got to witness this, your first time seeing it with you. But this is the one and only, my favorite movie of all time, Inception. And this is on Netflix. You can watch it there. Matt, what was your opinion when you watched this for the first time?
Well, I'd been holding off seeing it for a while. I'd heard some mixed reviews, but the director, Christopher Nolan, who is a gift to mankind from the Lord himself.
That's right.
Can you name a movie that he's done that's been bad?
No, there are none.
There's none.
He's the best. He's my favorite favorite director. Yeah.
But I loved it. It was so good. I will say, you got to pay attention. If you get up to go to the bathroom, get a snack, you're going to miss something.
Yep.
So if you have to, pause it because you don't want to miss anything because
This
movie is deep, but it's so awesome. I think
deep.
we have a clip too.
We do. So check this out. I was going to say, this is my favorite. This clip I'm going to show you is one of my favorite scenes of any movie. All right. From my favorite director, Christopher Nolan, my favorite musical composer, Hans Zimmer, my favorite actor, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hardy's in this movie. I mean,
another all-star cast.
All-star cast. All right. So check this scene out. My favorite scene. All right, so if you've never seen it before, that scene is really weird because you don't know what's going on, but it'll make more sense. What's cool is they built a hallway that rotates and the camera is on the floor, so them going all over the walls like that is really them
legit.
Doing it. It's not special effects or anything.
Christopher Nolan is not a fan of visual effects.
That's right. That's right.
He wants everything to be as realistic as possible. So definitely check this movie out. It's so good.
It's amazing. So let's do this one more time. Number 5 is Space Jam. Watch that. You're going to love it. Number 4 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Number 3 is 3 movies, just the Indiana Jones trilogy.
Don't watch the 4th one.
Do not watch the 4th one. We've warned you. All right, number 2A is Hook, or just number 2. Then number 2.5 is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. Make sure you check out that blockbuster hit.
If you do watch it, leave a comment. We'd really love to see your thoughts.
That's a great idea. I'm curious. But apparently, I'm going to be watching this soon, too. So, all right, and then number 1 is the one and only Inception. All right, there it is.
Yeah.
Matt, I got to tell you, I'm super pumped that you were on this segment with me.
I'm pumped to be here. It's great.
All right. Well, guys, there you have it. That's your top 5.5. All right. So that's pretty good so far. So we'll do the next segment here in just a second. Are you sure you don't want to wear the headphones so you can hear yourself better?
No. I just did my hair for the first time in weeks.
Okay.
So no, I don't want to wear your ugly headphones. Sorry.
Okay.
Give me some in-ears like yours. I want the fancy ones.
I love it. Well, I'm glad you did your hair. Thank you. It looks
Well,
very nice.
I'm glad that I get to be here. Glad you invited me.
Yes, finally.
Finally.
Listen, you can't give me a hard time. We got 4 kids at home. Like,
So?
I mean,
I just needed a sitter. I just needed
I know. Well,
one
I'm
good
glad
sitter.
you finally found a babysitter.
I thought you got the sitter.
What?
I thought you hired a sitter
No,
and left.
No, you said you were getting the sitter.
I left. I left the house.
Okay, so who's watching the kids?
I'm Nick,
I'm Rafee.
and this is another episode of This or That. We're just going to go ahead and get started. Sound
Let's do
good?
it. Yeah.
All right. So people have asked for Rafee and I to debate a topic. So
I think you actually commented in the YouTube as well.
no, you said that you wanted to. And
I think-
people asked.
I think
so
you said
I
in
said
the
anytime,
YouTube.
anywhere.
Okay.
So
yeah, I think that was you.
you can't just interrupt the whole time. You
go
can do
ahead.
that for Andrew.
Just
but
go
it doesn't
ahead.
work for
Just
me.
go ahead there,
All
buddy.
right.
Go ahead,
so
buddy.
first and only topic today is which better? Which superhero is better? Batman or Iron Man?
Go ahead.
Oh, please tell us why a person that has a piece of metal that has to keep him alive is better than somebody who can live and breathe on his own.
Is it normal for a grown man to challenge a teenager to a debate for YouTube? Is that normal? Do you like doing that?
You can't just throw that out there as your defense
I'm
against
just Iron Man
personally is better.
I'm just personally
I'm debating
wondering.
a superhero
I'm just personally wondering.
that has not personal feelings have nothing
Not a
to do
feeling,
with the
just a
topic.
question.
And a question that has nothing to do with this. Batman's better.
I don't know. I still think Iron Man's better. I think you've listed the exact same reasons why you like Batman that I like Iron Man.
Minus the fact that he doesn't have a pacemaker. Yep.
That's your argument, is that Iron Man has to have something to keep him alive?
I mean, if it's a drawback to a superhero.
Do you
then
like
that's a pretty
Iron Man,
bad
though?
one. I mean, he's all right.
Who is-
DC in general is better than
I won't
Marvel.
disagree. I won't disagree with that.
Oh, okay.
But I like Iron Man.
Well, then we agree. Batman's better. This is another episode of This or That.
Aw, you pulled an Andrew trying to cut off the argument in the middle of it. That's cute.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching The Finish Line. Make sure you watch those 5 movies we recommended. Comment below on who you think won that debate in the This or That segment. Was it Rafee or was it Nick? Did Rafee have another... did he have another victory under his belt like he did with Andrew? That's up to you. You let us know. But what I want to do before we finish this is I'd love for us to leave our viewers with just a little bit of advice. Remember, we're talking to mostly 6th to 12th graders, and I thought it'd be cool if you just give them a little nugget of advice as we leave, and then I'll say something, and then we'll call it quits. All right. So what do you got? What wisdom can you bestow upon these viewers right now?
Sure, I'd love to bestow wisdom upon my viewers.
There we go.
Okay, but honestly, I think there's 3 parts to being a human: the mind, body, and spirit. And I believe that every day we should do something to take care of each part of those things. Each part of those things, yeah. So every day, take care of your mind. Do something that challenges your mind, like read a book, do a crossword puzzle, do some coloring, I don't know, whatever you want to do, but something to challenge your brain. Every day, do something to take care of your body, exercise, eat vegetables, drink water, do good things for yourself. You can't eat junk all the time, and you can't lay on the couch all day long. You got to move, and you got to eat good things. And also, mind, body, spirit. Do something to take care of your spirit every day. Pray, practice gratitude, listen to worship music, go out in the world and the outside world and let the breeze be on your skin.
Yeah,
just
go
lift
for
your
a
spirit up
walk.
to God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. When I the last couple, I feel like the last 2 weeks, when things start to get a little chaotic in the house, I'll say, I need to go for a walk or a jog. And I disguise it with, I'm going to exercise. And then, but really it just kind of allows me to kind of calm down a little bit. And to your point about spirit, so I've had some really good prayer times just walking down the road, you know, so just spending some time with God.
I get up early in the morning and do it. I usually get up around 6.
Yeah,
and
I do not.
sometime in the morning before all my people get up.
Yeah, that's
all
good.
to myself. The house is all quiet.
That's good.
It's my favorite time.
That is, yeah. Mine's when they go to bed at night. That's when the house is quiet. Yeah.
Kind of, because you're still.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, so those are some really cool things. I like it. Mind, body, and spirit.
Yep.
So try to tend to each one of those.
Take care of yourself.
That's really
Treat
good
yourself
advice.
nicely.
Yeah. Spoken like a good mother. I love it.
And
All right.
holistic practitioner.
That's true. There we go. Yeah. So for me, it's actually kind of on a similar note. I mentioned this last week, I think, on the finish line actually, and I want to kind of echo it again. Is that I've been real challenged lately with certain books I've been reading and certain podcasts that I've been listening to that have challenged me to go outside of my comfort zone and do something difficult. And last week, that actually was the theme of our finish line last week. But I want to say today, I got up. When I got up, I went outside, and we have a windmill in our backyard. And the whole point of this windmill is that when the wind blows, it turns. But what it does is there's a hose that goes into our pond, and it will aerate the water. Essentially, it's just blowing bubbles in the water, and it prevents algae from growing. Yes. It's good for the fish. It keeps oxygen in the water and stuff. And our windmill broke. We always know it's going to break because we hear it squeaking, and then we're just like, what? And I look out there one day, and the whole circle, the actual fan part of the windmill had slid off. And I'm like, oh man, I mean, this thing's 20 feet in the air.
It was sticking straight up in the grass.
Yeah, I mean, if you were standing under it, you would have been decapitated.
His kappa is detated from his head.
You have just spit on my face.
It's just a piece of metal, and it just went straight down. And I looked, and I was like, oh man, because it's heavy. The windmill's 20 feet in the air, 15, 20 feet. So I got my ladder out, and today, like, I finally came up with a plan. Over the last couple of days, I've been thinking.
This is the third time you
Yeah,
fix
it keeps falling off. I'm like, how am I going to do this? And I've been pushing it off for a long time. And finally this week, I said, you know what? No more pushing off. I'm going to do this. And in my mind, I'm like, this is difficult because I don't know what I'm going to do. You might not know this about me, but I'm not very handy. I know tons of handy people who come over and help me do stuff. But, you know, with this windmill, I said, you know, I'm going to try to do it myself. I'm going to see if I can figure this out. So for 2 or 3 days, I'm just thinking, what's the best way? How can I prevent it from sliding off again? And I had to get real, handy. And so today I went out there, went to Ace, got what I needed, kind of Jimmy rigged it a little bit, went up there, lifted that thing up the ladder, pulled my back out again. And then finally I get up there. I was probably up on that ladder trying to tighten it down for probably 45 minutes. It was a long time. But I'm telling you what, when I got down, you actually came and walked up to me when I came down. And I was super pumped. I was like, all right, I did this. I've been putting this off for far too long now just because it was difficult. But I actually just, said, you know what, I'm just going to suck it up. I'm going to do it, And that's been kind of my mantra for the last week or two is trying to, tie up loose ends, trying to do things that are difficult. And I want to encourage you guys, the 3 things that Brittany just said that, taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually, these are not easy things to do. It's not easy to wake up and do your Bible study in the morning. It's definitely not easy to exercise every day. I can vouch for that. But it's not easy to do difficult things either. And one thing that I think would be very beneficial with this generation, with your generation, is learning how to stick with something and do something difficult and complete something. There is such a great feeling that comes with completing something hard, something difficult, because you go, wow, I did it. This is awesome, So that's my advice, and I think it's pretty similar.
I think that's probably your theme for 2020.
It might be.
When you say finishing things, you finished seminary, now you're finishing up house projects and other creative projects you've had on the back burner.
That's true. I'm great. I am a master at starting things.
Yes, he is. Yes,
I'm
you are.
not great at finishing things. So yeah, I agree. Maybe that should be my mantra for 2020 is just get it done.
Finish things.
Just finish things. I love it. So, all right. Well, with that being said, we're going to finish finish this podcast.
Let's do
all
it.
right? Yes. Well, hey, you've been a great co-host. I'm so glad that you've done this with me. It's been awesome.
I am so glad that you said that, because now you can invite me back again.
Yes, get you away from those kids. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning into The Finish Line. Hopefully you've had a great week. Remember to email us. Let me throw that email back up there. genoastudents@gmail.com. We'd love to hear how you're doing. And we say this every time. Brittany, are we missing these guys or what?
So much.
Yeah,
I just want to see your faces.
I love when you say that. We miss you guys.
So much.
Remember, just hang in there. Hang in there. Things are looking better. All right. So, guys, we'll see you Monday at 6:45. Other than that, have a great weekend. We love you. We miss you, and we'll talk to you later.